Coming up this morning on UT Today, hospital closures across the state causing problems for both patients and staff. But what about the hospitals that are still open?
Plus, how one local organization is helping kids with special needs get involved and active in our community.
And a new app geared towards the safety of UT students. We're taking a look at how it works right now on UT Today. Good morning, everyone. I'm Nicole Painter.
And I'm Nick Baker. Thanks for joining us.
It is so good to be back here on Rocky Top, and we are looking forward to being your source for all things UT.
We'll get to those stories in just a moment, but first, hospital closures all across the state have both patients and staff concerned.
That's right, but what about the effect on the hospitals that are still open? In our top story this morning, UT Today reporter Kim Rafferty shows us how hospitals like UT Medical Center are adapting to all of the hospital closures. Kim?
That's right, Nicole. We hear a lot about hospitals that close down, but not really about the hospitals that stay open and how the closures affect them. I took a look inside hospitals like UT Medical Center and Fort Sanders to see how they're adapting to all the closures.
Tennessee right now is leading the nation for number of hospitals that have closed. And that does have an impact because then care cannot be delivered in the local community.
Since Tenova's Physicians Regional Hospital closed at the end of 2018, there has been an increase in emergency room wait times and gaps in some areas of treatment. Hospitals like UT Medical Center and Fort Sanders are picking up the slack. And though these wait times are not normal, they are expected.
There absolutely is an increase of persons going to UT Medical Center's ER. The staff is excellent there. They're going to do their best to try to help somebody. But again, when you have that bottleneck at that type of a location, there's only so many beds available.
And besides the high volumes that went to Tenova, there is now a new gap in mental health treatment because of the closure. The hospital, which offered a 15 to 16 bed inpatient mental health treatment unit, was the only one of its kind in the Knoxville area.
Tenova also had a high volume of persons in and out of their emergency room with mental health needs. So I know that a lot of students who needed inpatient care still went to Tenova.
What was once a bustling emergency room is now vacant. The Tenova Medical Center is no longer accepting patients, but Harrington says that UT Medical Center and other hospitals can assess and divert.
And one of the things we've been working on for the last couple of years is to become more efficient in how we care for patients, to move them as swiftly through our system as we can and provide safe and effective care. And I think this will help us focus our efforts on that.
Reporting for UT Today, I'm Kim Rafferty.
UT Medical Center and other hospitals are adding more beds as part of their efforts to bring in more patients. Nicole, Nick, back to you.
Well, we all remember waking up to UT's campus covered in a blanket of snow back in January. Fun to see, but not so fun to walk to class in.
Of course, all that snow melted and it warmed up pretty fast here. As nice as that warm-up was, some businesses actually dread the warmer temps.
That's right. With temperatures reaching the mid-70s this February, local ski resorts are struggling to keep snow on their mountains this winter. Resorts in the southeast rely mainly on artificial snowmaking to keep their slopes open. Warmer temperatures like we've seen this winter make this process a lot more difficult. Dr. Kelsey Ellis of the University of Tennessee says that we have seen a trend in increasing temperatures over the past several decades.
So it looks like overall we have seen a mean increase in temperature in most places across most seasons, meaning your average winter day will be a little bit warmer. For most people that's not a bad thing, but for the ski industry, where it ends up mattering is a warmer day here or there in the beginning and the end of a season. As that accumulates, it really shortens the winter season.
We take a more in-depth look at how warmer winters are affecting the ski industry next week. UT Today reporter Marina Tricone speaks to local skiers, snowboarders, and a local ski shop to see how they're dealing with these changes.
Well, the spring break approaching fast. I'm sure many of us would like to be on a cruise ship right about now. Many cruise ships these days are packed with action and entertainment, but Carnival's newest ship may have just outdone them all. Mardi Gras debuts in August of 2020 and will house the industry's first roller coaster. Now, unfortunately, we don't have pictures of the ship or the ride just yet, but Carnival says the Bolt Ultimate Sea Coaster will reach speeds up to 40 miles per hour.
A close call for some residents in California. A huge sinkhole opened up in La Habra, California, which is just southeast of Los Angeles. The sinkhole, which measured 20 feet by 80 feet, opened up between two condo buildings. Residents say it sounded like an earthquake and were under voluntary evacuation orders. Police say that the hole appeared to be caused by an underground flood control channel that collapsed. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. Now returning to some campus news, UT is making sure its students stay safe this year by debuting a new app. LiveSafe offers safety features to students such as reporting an incident or suspicious activity, as well as several emergency options. I looked more into how the app works and how it's helping students stay safe on UT's campus. Keeping campuses safe, an obstacle all universities face. But the University of Tennessee is hoping that a new app will make this easier for its students.
It's the UTPD's job to make sure that you feel safe, and so if there's any situation where you don't feel safe or you see something that could be threatening to a student, report it.
The LiveSafe app, a way UTPD hopes to help students turn their mobile device into a personal safety device.
Because you're already using your phone, it's an easy way for you to also access resources here.
A place for students, faculty, and staff to report anything or contact anyone on campus with the touch of a finger.
Whether it's UT Police, whether it's Title IX, whether it's facilities. If you see something on a sidewalk that's broken or needs fixed, it's an easy way to communicate that.
For instance, if you're walking through campus and notice something like a broken light, all you need to do is take a picture, upload it to the app, and UTPD can access it in seconds. The app also allows students to access information from all areas on campus, including bus routes and information about upcoming games.
Even if you're not using it to report different issues on campus, you can literally look at your bus shuttle on there and have all these different numbers there.
All in hopes to give students a more accessible relationship with authorities and a one-stop shop for campus information.
There's no reason why you shouldn't download it, and I tell every University of Tennessee student to download it.
In Knoxville, Nicole Painter, UT Today.
Well, for many of us, this next story may be hard to hear. A new study says eating too many ultra-processed foods could shorten your lifespan. That includes snacks, boxed desserts, and ready-to-eat convenience meals. Eating too many ultra-processed foods is also linked to chronic illness like cancer and cardiovascular disease. To help avoid the dangers of that diet, experts say to thoroughly check food labels from front to back. If you see a long list of ingredients you've never heard of, that might be a good sign to choose something else.
A pair of Mississippi brothers haven't even reached middle school yet, but they already own their own business. They're selling candles and fire starters. Reporter Chris Luther from WMC sat down with the boys to talk about their business.
Many of us may never own a business. These two brothers have that checked off their bucket list at a young age.
It's really cool because most kids don't have a company.
8-year-old Carson Bogus and his 10-year-old brother Caleb named their company all on their own.
Flame Bros?
Flame Bros sells pine cone fire starters and candles. The local Hernando Blue Ribbon Dry Cleaners was the first to offer their products, but the company has since gone online with their own how-to videos.
We are making some pine cone fire starters.
After they made the videos, the product took off with dozens of online sales in over 15 states.
This was not expected, and it's so funny. I'm so proud of them.
But for these boys, it's about more than just profits.
10% of everyone who buys anything, like a pine cone fire starter or a candle, it goes to St. Jude Hospital.
After donating 10% to St. Jude, these businessmen are thinking ahead, putting away another 10% for their college fund. And with every purchase comes a handwritten thank you note.
We write, like, thank you for supporting Flame Bros.
These boys are learning a lot of important lessons running the company, but as for their elevator pitch for selling candles,
they smell good.
Well, they'll have to keep working on that.
What a cute story. Well, the College of Law here at the University of Tennessee has had a lot to celebrate recently. Alumna Sherry Beasley has been named Chief Justice of the North Carolina Supreme Court.
The news was announced by North Carolina Governor back in February. Beasley graduated from UT College of Law back in 1991 and was first appointed to the North Carolina bench in 1999. She has served as justice in the North Carolina Supreme Court since 2012, following her work as an associate's judge. Beasley will serve as the state's first African-American female Chief Justice of North Carolina.
Still to come on UT Today, Randy Boyd speaks about his plans for the school as he continues his term as interim president.
And one organization right here in Knoxville is reaching out to special needs children on the basketball court. Hear how, coming up.
Boxing Weekend 2019, just a few days away. See how students are preparing for this year's tournament as we hear from UT about last year's tragedy. Stay with us, everyone. You're watching UT Today. Welcome back to UT Today, everyone. I'm Nicole Painter. The Golden Gloves Gym in North Knoxville has been packed recently as boxers are training for the 39th annual Ace Miller Boxing Tournament. UT Today reporter Ansley Daniel joins us now live in the studio to talk more about Golden Gloves Gym and Boxing Weekend 2019. Ansley, what can you tell us about this year's tournament?
Nicole, Boxing Weekend is just around the corner. The tournament is set to take place March 7th, 8th, and 9th. It is the longest standing fundraiser for the Knoxville Golden Gloves chapter, a nonprofit that provides materials and various expenses needed for underprivileged youth to train and compete in the sport. A lot of students are looking forward to the highly anticipated event, but many are also going into this weekend with a heavy heart. Last year, University of Tennessee student Tanner Ray passed away after collapsing in the ring. It was later discovered by an autopsy performed that Ray had Adderall and caffeine in his system. Now, the University of Tennessee declined an on-camera interview about what happened, but did release a statement saying, quote, "We know that some UT students choose to participate in and attend the event each year. We also know that this is the first event since the passing of one of our students last spring during the tournament." The statement goes on to say, "We care about the safety and welfare of our students, whether they are on campus or off. We encourage students to make safe decisions and to review campus, community, and online resources concerning their personal safety." End quote. That statement was released by Tyra Hagg, the Director of Media and Internal Relations here at UT. Now, we do want to remind you of some resources available. They include the Center for Health Education and Wellness, the Student Counseling Center, and the UT Police Department, as well as the 974 Help Referral Line. Nick and Nicole?
Ansley, we know that some changes are being made this year as far as who is allowed to compete in this year's tournament.
That's right. Last year, only those from UT's fraternities were eligible to compete. However, this year, the tournament is allowing women to join in the ring as well. I'm taking a deeper look into those changes being made coming up next week. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Ansley. The Student Government Association has been sending the Government Affairs Committee to the state in Nashville for the last few years to talk with legislators on behalf of the student body. But with the new governor and a change of tradition, things are being shaken up. When in Nashville, the group plans to connect with newly elected officials and reconnect with others. One of the hot topics expected to be discussed for the third year in a row is campus carry for students. Other topics students and lawmakers will touch on include in-state tuition for undocumented students. Once the committee returns from Nashville, make sure to watch out for some of their upcoming events like debate between college Democrats and Republicans. If you want to learn more about the Student Services Committee and what they do for UT, you can find more under the SGA section of the university's website.
Well, it has been a little over 2 months since Randy Boyd was sworn in as UT's interim president. Boyd was appointed following the retirement of former UT president Dr. Joe DiPietro. Boyd spoke with students back in December about opportunities here at UT and why he loves his job as interim president.
Obviously, but some other things I want to talk about in a second that I can tell you I'm just incredibly excited about being able to serve with you and for you.
Boyd will serve as interim president for up to 2 years or until the effective date of appointment of a new president.
Well, we all know that sleep and exercise are sometimes hard to come by, but it turns out it's even harder to come by for teenagers. According to a CDC study that looked into the habits of about 60,000 teens, only about 1 in 20 American teenagers get enough sleep and exercise. That's roughly about 5%. The CDC recommends at least 8 hours of sleep per day and an hour of physical exercise. Experts recommend that parents set an example for their teens by turning off their electronics before bed and making exercise a family priority.
One church right here in Knoxville is making a big difference by getting kids active and involved with basketball. Sharon Baptist Church opening their doors to special needs kids and giving them a chance to be stars on the basketball court. UT Today reporter Jaleesa Baidu has more.
And now let's hear it for the yellow team.
For 23 years, the Knoxville Challengers have been the home team for all kids with special needs and their families.
He's been doing this for like 10 years. And I mean, you know, these kids like to compete and get with their friends and cheer each other on and give each other high fives and everything, just like all kids do.
What started as a nationwide special needs baseball team is now a sports league here in Knoxville, thanks to Nick Arning, who first introduced it.
Special needs kids don't have a whole lot of programs for them. They've got school, but after that they go home.
But now, kids ages 6 to 18 get to play almost every sport, and the best part is,
it doesn't matter if your child might be blind, might be in a wheelchair, whatever, this Challenger League will adapt to them.
With activities like basketball and cheerleading, the most important part is keeping each player safe.
We've got coaches and referees, usually about 4 adults on the court in basketball, making sure they're all safe, they're playing fair, and they're not fouling.
And in these 23 years, no one has been injured, but many have made friends who have become like family, while parents experience the joy of watching their children play.
I think it's a win-win-win situation.
As do the players and their families. With UT Today, I'm Jaleesa Baidu.
Thank you so much, Jaleesa. And still to come on UT Today, while Tennessee basketball is in the midst of a historic season, the weather is heating up and another program is looking to replicate their success.
Tennessee baseball hits the field on a new state-of-the-art facility. Our exclusive first look at the new and improved Lindsey Nelson Stadium next on UT Today.
Hey there, everyone, and welcome to UT Today Sports. I'm Will Bowling. Well, they say if you build it, they will come, right? Well, the Tennessee baseball program has gone under major construction this offseason. New facilities and a new artificial turf field. And on that field, head coach Tony Vitello is hoping to build something big in his second year on Rocky Top. Sierra Morgan has more.
It's baseball time in Tennessee. And after 6 weeks of being without a field, the Vols baseball team is excited to be playing on their new state-of-the-art turf field.
Now, getting it actually done was not just a thought, but a work in progress for, again, since we got the job, with talking with donors, talking with administration, and just getting everyone to be on board. And Coach Fulmer was kind of the final say, and without his help, we wouldn't have been able to make this happen.
The Vols debuted their new field at their official meet and greet on February 9th, where fans got a chance to get autographs from players, run the bases, and explore the new turf. On top of being a great new playing surface, Coach Vitello says it opens up more opportunities for baseball camps and programs. This renovation also gives Tennessee a leg up on their competition when it comes to recruiting.
Frequency of people here, but also when they show up, it looks pristine. Regardless of what kind of day we're having or how the weather's been, it's going to look pretty much the same. We've got a logo in center field and behind home plate that the kids have given us great feedback towards. So the field is always recruit ready.
For UT Today, this is Sierra Morgan reporting.
Thanks, Sierra. Big things coming this season for Coach Vitello. Hey, well, in other news on Rocky Top, a Tennessee legend is entering the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. Joan Cronin, Director of Women's Athletics for 30 years at Tennessee, is a part of this year's class that will be honored this April. Joan has a long list of accolades from her time at UT. She's actually already a member of the Knoxville and Tennessee Sports Hall of Fames. The induction ceremony will be held at the Tennessee Theater, and that's going to be on June the 8th. Hey, that's all we've got for today. More to come as UT Today rolls on. We'll be back after this.
Well, it's official. Girls can now join what was once the Boy Scouts. As of Friday, girls between the ages of 11 and 17 will be permitted to become what's part of now being called Scouts BSA. The Boy Scouts of America also says it will recognize its first class of female Eagle Scouts in 2020. The Scouts is the highest rank in Scouts BSA and can offer lifelong academic and professional benefits.
It's really important for me because a lot of people in my family on my dad's side's gotten their Eagle Scouts, and so it's just a huge part of it is important for me because then it's something I get to connect with my dad.
More than 77,000 girls have already joined Cub Scouts, a program for younger children, since it began welcoming girls last year.
Well, that'll do it for us. Today, I'm Nick Baker.
And I'm Nicole Painter. Thank you so much for joining us. And in the meantime, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We'll see you next week.